Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your Moxi Works Hours Essentials session for today. Today, we're going to cover Moxi Present, and specifically, we're going to cover creating a buyer presentation as well as a buyer tour. We're going to delineate what's the difference between the two. We're going to create some presentations. We're going to customize presentations. Hopefully, you all can walk away with some golden nuggets so that you can incorporate them into your presentations. My name's Alex Castro. I'll be your host today. And I'm not sure if Angie's going to be on the call today, but with that said, if she's not on the call, that means there's only one of me. So if you put in questions in chat, I will get to them hopefully at the end of our session, because I want to make sure we cover all the content. And if I answer too many questions during the call, we may not finish all the content that I have in store for you all today. All right, so bear with us. If you have questions, put them in chat. We'll get to them at the end. We're going to record the session, so everything that's in chat is also going to be recorded, all the answers, things of that nature. And also you will receive a copy of the slide presentation as well. All right. And if you would like to answer or ask your questions live, feel free to write them down so that you can unmute yourself, and we'll allow for a few questions at the end of our call today. Here is our agenda. It's the same agenda that we have every week now. We have Moxi Works Hours on a weekly basis now. So we talk about what these sessions are all about. We're going to go through a few slides and a lot of demo today. Survey with your question and answers, and we're giving you the survey prior to the best practices on some pro tips and tricks so that you can stay till the end, so to speak. So we got a couple of things up our sleeves that hopefully it will help you out on your day-to-day basis using the platform. So hopefully you stick around till the end. And then if you have any testimonials, any success stories that you wish to share with us, that'd be fantastic. We'd love to hear from you. If it takes too long in terms of sharing, send us an email at MoxiWorks launch at anywhere.re, and we'd love to hear from you. All right, so a few FAQs, frequently asked questions. This session is open to everyone, and it's geared towards developing your MoxiWorks skills on all the 4 products, right? The websites, the Moxi Engage CRM, Moxi Impress, as well as Moxi Present is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to share with you some best practices and, of course, get your questions answered if you have any questions that you'd like to ask directly. Support.moxiworks.com is the source where you want to address or send in any of your questions, issues that you come across. If you have screenshots, all the better. If you have a recording of how you got to that error message, perhaps, all the better. That's what you want to submit. The session is every week. So scratch this. We have updated this every week. It's not necessarily at the same time now or the same date. Sometimes we're having it on Wednesday. So be prepared for the slight change in calendar so that we had to do that to fit this in. And so now we have sessions all the way through the end of the year. For those of you who are new to this session, we recommend that you hopefully completed your launch training with your office and also completed the e-learning sessions at your brand university. That way you are totally lost, and I'm not speaking so far ahead of you that you have a basis of which to, okay, now it's piecing together all this information, because we know that the MoxiWorks platform is a beast of a product. I always call it a beast because there are so many moving parts. And our job as a product marketing team is to keep things very, very simple. So before I continue, I'd like to poll our audience. That's you guys, the participants. It should take you probably 30 seconds to answer all these questions so that I know who our participants, our guests on this call are. So First question, and this is strictly anonymous. We don't know who answers what. We just like to gauge who we're talking to today, who is attending our session today. So hopefully everybody can see the opening poll on your screen. First question, how many buyer presentations or buyer tours have you created? Obviously, we want to see who has experience doing what we're actually about to show you today. Question number 2, how often do you log into your Moxi Engage CRM? Again, another question tailored to see, how often you guys are using the platform. There's no right or wrong answer. We just want to make sure we understand who we're speaking with today. Third question, how did you hear about this MoxiWorks Hours session? We have a lot of people registered. Of course, not all of them are typically show up, but we have a lot of people who are registered, which is fantastic. All right, if we can get more people answering the questions, it's strictly anonymous. I just wanted to reiterate that. There's no right or wrong answers. We just want to make sure that we get a clear understanding as to who is on our call today. Excellent. Going once, going twice. If we can get a few more people, 60% participants at least, a few more people, can you guys help us out if you haven't done so already? And we're going to end this poll. Perfect. You got 60. Excellent. So I'm going to share the results. And I'm going to take a good old-fashioned snapshot of this screen. All right. So first question, how many buyer tours? A lot of you haven't launched yet, about 25% of you. 0, a lot of you, half of you who answered the poll question haven't created one. Okay, perfect. So we have a few people with a little bit of experience. Okay, very good. I don't know what a buyer presentation or buyer tour is. That's fine too. That's why you're here. Question number 2, take a quick snapshot of that. Okay, so how often do you log into Moxi Engage? A lot of you, again, about a quarter of you haven't launched yet, which is great that you're on here because you'll be able to get a head start. I still use Zap and have not migrated yet. Okay, so a fair amount of you. And then once a day, pretty good, excellent. And then how did you hear about this session? Take a quick snapshot of that. Okay, brand portal, product champion, email blast. Okay, perfect. So it's a good sampling. Thank you all for participating in our quick poll. All right, so today we are going to cover Moxi Present. Some of you who are new to this platform haven't launched yet. There are 4 agent-facing modules, if you will, products. Today, Moxi Present. More than a CMA, some people think of it as a PowerPoint for real estate agents. And we are going to dive right into it after I kind of quickly give you an overview of what we're about to cover today. So why learn how to prepare a buyer presentation or buyer tour? Obvious reasons. I just wanted to actually include this as part of the slide, right? Showcase your unique sales proposition, showcase your neighborhood expertise, stay top of mind with your sphere of influence, consistent prospecting strategies, showcase your technology, right? Your level of engagement with your sphere of influence, build rapport, credibility, earn new business, earn a new transaction. Bottom line, if I could kind of summarize what we hear from a lot of our affiliates, a lot of our product champions, Moxi Present just by itself, right? That's 1/4, one of the 4 products that I just showed you a second ago is accounting for a lot of new business for new agents, experienced agents, and all the agents in between. Okay, so it is a huge game changer for a lot of agents with just this one tool that we're covering today. Okay. So there are 5 presentation types, 5 that are in Moxi Present. Okay, you can customize each one of them, but there are 5 main templates, if you will. So, right, there's a seller presentation. And for those of you who missed our session from 2 weeks ago, You'll be getting a recording for that. That's when we talk about customizing seller presentations. You'll get the recording included with this recording from today. But today we are going to cover number 3. You can see buyer tours right here. And just to kind of delineate, because some of you are saying, okay, buyer tour, buyer presentation, I thought they're the same thing. Kind of. Buyer tour. This will show your people, the people in your CRM, the people who you meet, your leads, anybody of that sort that you're working with trying to sell property, right? Show your people the listings you are going to visit and the route on how to get there. Buyer tour, hence the word tour, yes? Also, we're going to talk about the number 4 here on the list, the second one for today, buyer presentation. So this type can be used to send clients a group of listings or make a market snapshot of specific areas. All right, so just quick note, if you all can mute yourself so that we can minimize the background noise, that'd be fantastic. So this slide, I just wanted to visually show you the difference. Hopefully it doesn't confuse you all. But what are the differences? Buyer tour, buyer presentation. Okay, one has 9 pages, one has 12 pages. Buyer presentation, the one on the right-hand side of this slide, also has everything of the buyer tour on the left-hand or in the middle of your screen, plus 3 more things. Make sense? So it's got the property summary highlighted here in yellow. It also has a pricing analysis, purchase costs. Okay, so maybe you're using the buyer presentation, maybe somebody who's perhaps a little bit further along in the sales cycle. I don't know. But just to reiterate, they're all the same. You can see my red arrows here on the slide, right? I just matched them up. Oh, okay, they're pretty much the same. So if you start off with a buyer presentation, you could simply delete these pages and turn it into a buyer tour. Exact match, okay? And if we can mute yourself, that'd be fantastic, folks. Okay, so here's some buyer tour. I don't want to go over all these best practices, but here are some certain things, right? You can prepare a digital or print version. Digital or print version. Now, this is very important that you understand the difference. Okay, so print, you could obviously print it to a printer, hard copy. You could print to a PDF, right? Electronic printed copy, right? In Adobe format. Picture in time, it stays the same. Or you could send them the web version. This is what you need to understand, and this is huge, a web version. So here's the scenario. The web version, when you send them a hyperlink to your presentation that we're creating today, they will receive that link. And if they click it on their phone or on their laptop or desktop computer, their tablet, that thing will pop up and they'll be scrolling like a live website.
Hello.
Hello, if you can kindly mute yourself, that'd be fantastic. Let me try to mute people if I can. Okay, perfect. Does that make sense? So the digital format, in my recommendation for best practice, is probably the way you want to go, because if you send it to a prospective buyer, hopefully you do send it, if there are updates on the MLS, price change, status change, remark change, those remarks, those changes on the MLS will be reflected in that presentation while they're scrolling. It's updated. Does that make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, put something in the chat and then we'll address it later. That is huge. So again, in a fast moving market, right? They're driving around and a product goes pending, a property goes pending. That would be reflected in the web version or the digital version. and not, of course, that picture in time that we saved it to a PDF file yesterday or printed yesterday for our appointment today. Now that effectively is out of date, that printed copy, that PDF copy. But as we are showing them today, where our appointment is this afternoon and we're going to tour properties, oh, that property went pending because you gave them the printed version tied directly to your MLS, and that copy is current. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so we're going to just jump right into it, right? Live demo. And let me just take a look at chat before we just jump right into it. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Calvin, how's it going? We'll get, I'll get to your question a little bit later or offline. I'm not sure. There are many places. Okay. Recording. Okay, perfect. Hey, Jimmy, thank you for helping us out here too. Okay, so we're going to go into the demo. Excellent. So hopefully you all can see my screen. Yes. Can you all, can I get confirmation that you're all seeing my
Yes.
Moxi present or my Moxi platform? Okay, very good.
Yes.
All right. So you log in, you're going to present. Your screen may not look exactly like our demo screen, but I'm just going to go into present, right? Moxi present. So I'm going to click on present. Okay. So what we are going to do for starters is show you how simple it is to create a presentation. Create new on the far right-hand side, right? I'm starting from scratch. I met a buyer or I got a buyer lead from my broker or the company or I met that person at an open house. You get the idea. I'm going to create new. Okay, here are the 5 presentation types that I outlined earlier. Yeah, so we'll pick one. Buyer tour, that's the 9-page one. Buyer presentation, the 12-page one. Buyer tour. And then Jimmy, I don't want to put you on the spot. If you can, if you'd like, if we have time permits, if you can kind of chime in later towards the end and maybe share your success stories with people at your office, how they, some of the successes that they've had with Moxi Present, that'd be fantastic. So I'm just kind of queuing you up if you wouldn't mind. All right, definitely. So thank you so much. Buyer tour, I'm going to select and click continue. Now here, I have a list of templates. Templates, what is that? Templates are a starting point. Templates are blank, but it gives you the skeleton, if you will. Okay, I'm going to click here, my templates, ones that I've created. Look, oh, I have a sample one that I tested out. Or I get brokerage templates, okay, for my brokerage. Or I think you might have brand provided templates as well. So your particular brand may have additional templates. So we want to start with something, right? And then we can save our customized version as our personal template and add it to my template. Hopefully everybody's tracking. So I'm going to select the default template, default buyer tour. Hey, that sounds like a good start. So I'm going to hit continue. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and start this from scratch. So I'm going to say, Jimmy McNally is my customer, buyer tour. I'm going to give it a date just so for my references 0922. All right. And I'm going to create. And you can see here, allow notes and ratings. And we'll talk about that later, but just keep note of this little toggle switch. I'm going to hit create. Click. Takes a couple seconds. You'll see something start spinning. And these, what you're looking at right here, are all previous presentations that I have created basically in last accessed order, right? In the upper left-hand side, that's the most current one that I've touched or modified. Okay, so prepared for it, Jimmy McNally, he's my buyer. That doesn't look very good. Upload new image. I'm going to say, okay, this image will appear on the cover page, email preview, and presentation dashboard. Oh yeah, we don't want that. We want browse. We want maybe something like that, San Diego skyline. Okay, whatever. You guys can customize to whatever you, right? If you have, if you live in a service market area that has a monument or something that's, I can identify with your area, put that in. Or maybe it's a specific neighborhood that they're focusing on. Put that marquee sign, if they have one, there, just to give you ideas. Okay, so all I do is just continue right here. Okay, you can see I'm on options and we're just, you can see the little, what is that? The greater than sign symbol. Yeah. Get those confused, greater than, less than sign. Okay, so then it's going to go options and we're just marching through search, listings, pages. Yes. But we just follow the continue button. Continue, click. Okay, so it's asking, okay, where's this buyer looking at? And I'm going to pick some arbitrary area, Morristown, New Jersey. Okay. So it's pulling information directly from your MLS because that's how your office is tied, your MLS feed. And it's giving me all these properties that's potentially because my customer, Jimmy's looking to move from sunny Florida to New Jersey. Imagine that.
I know, isn't that crazy?
Right, Jimmy?
Fantastic.
You're tired of all that sun, right? Okay, so now we have all these properties and not to bore you, but we can go price, right? We could filter it on beds and baths and filters, yes? Filters, you can see we're showing all the actives over here, right? Solds, pendings, coming soons. Does that make sense? I just want to search for everything. Okay, so that is under filters. But you can see right now, my complete buyer tour presentation has a total of 9 pages, right? Remember that 9-page template. But I have listings that I'm about to show Jimmy, 0. But all we have to do now to add listings, to change that 0 into putting some meat, if you will, on our skeleton of a template, we're going to say, oh yeah, I think Jimmy wants to see that one. Jimmy says that one. Jimmy says, yeah, my price point is 1.5 and above. Okay. That's what we're doing. We're just
You need to push that up. Go to like maybe 2.
Okay. Thank you, Jimmy. All right. So you can see as I click them, I clicked 7 listings, or I can deselect, right? You can see that number goes from 7 to 5, right? Very easy. Oh yeah, no, I want to make sure Jimmy sees all properties that are going to meet his criteria. All right, pretty cool. Very simple. And then what do I do next? Continue. You can see right now we went from options, that first screen, search is now in blue. Now, if I hit continue, it'll show listings, yes? Continue, click at the bottom right-hand side. All right, now here's our tour order. What is that? Tour order. Remember, this is a buyer tour. Jimmy is flying in to New Jersey. He says, Alex, I only have this afternoon because I'm going to fly back, but I just wanted to scope out some properties. Okay, Jamie, I mapped it out all for you. I spent a long time figuring it all out, and you didn't because Moxi Present did it all for you, right? Here's the order. It says go from this property to this property. It all mapped it all out. Or, you know what? I'm going to save the best for last. I'm going to save this property right here, the 4.175 million last. So I'm going to change order because I know that's the one Jimmy really is going to love. Yeah, so I can just click and drag, right? You can see here, if I hover over this, I could click and just drag this down, right, to the bottom. And now you can see that first property is now number 7, and it kind of reordered everything. That's changing the order of which we are driving, right, from property 1, property 2, property 3, so forth. Hopefully that made sense. Okay, pretty simple. I'm going to save that best for last for Jimmy. I'm going to hit save order. Save order. So now, what is it doing? I save the order. And then, oh, there's that continue button. That's all I have to do. And remember, I went from options to search to listings. And now what do you think? It's going to be pages. But I have to hit continue at the bottom right. Click. Okay, it took me here to pages. Now, what is this that I'm looking at? This now is your completed buyer tour. And then how long did that really take me if I didn't talk so much, right? Seconds. Just put in the property, click on a few ones that you think the buyer is going to want to see. Or, you know, if you're going to filter it, right, you use your 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, and that price point of what they're looking for. And then it's done. That's it. 9 pages from our template. And now what do we do with it, Alex? We're going to send it via email. Click send. Okay, let's do this. And then we could send it PDF file format. Remember, that's a picture in time. That's like printing it and giving it to them electronically. Or send the version. Okay, so I could send it to them or to Jimmy, or I can say view. I want to look at it first before I send it to Jimmy. Print, again, hard copy or PDF, or how does it look on the computer? Web version. Remember, that's the version that I was speaking to earlier that allows the updates from the MLS to change my presentation on the fly. So Jimmy's en route, right? I did this last night. He's en route. He's landing. I had to pick him up at the airport in New Jersey, right? And then we go through it, and then he goes, "Oh, Alex, this property is pending." Oh, I didn't know, because last night when I prepared it, it was active. But because he's looking on his phone, the web version automatically updated on his phone. Huge, huge differentiator. I want to make sure you guys understand that particular selling proposition, right? It's a game changer, I think. All right, so let's take a look at the web version. Click. So this is what the customer or Jimmy would see once I emailed it to him. Or I could copy this link right here and text it to him, right? This right here. Does everybody see that link at the very top? That's what I'm going to give Jimmy. I'm not going to send him all these other things, right? Just that. So now presentation is ready. So all he's going to see this on his phone or his tablet or laptop. He's going to scroll down over on the far right-hand side of his screen. You can see, oh, look at that nice picture of the San Diego skyline. But sorry that we don't have a picture headshot for our demo system. You guys definitely want to have that. Make sure that you have your photo there. That's not very professional for our demo purposes, but for you, that's definite, needed. And then you could see here, over on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. Hopefully y'all can see that on my screen. I have the up arrow, down arrow, and then also this hamburger icon, right? The 3 horizontal lines. And I can go to a specific page. But Jimmy, first time he's looking at this, he's just going to scroll through this thing. Oh, this is properties you got lined up for me, Alex? I sure did. Mapped it out for you. Okay. So he's on his tablet, laptop, and he could see, why are we looking at this number 7, right? Because I knew this was his favorite. He's going to look at that on his phone, right? He can scroll through the property. Make sense? All right, so he's going to say, well, Alex, can we see this one first? I can say, oh gosh, right? And obviously I can change order, right? I could go back to my laptop. I could go back to, what is it? Oh, listings here, right? Tour order and change it back. We'll put that, that $4 million listing because he wanted to see it first. He saw it, and then we could just change the order. Any questions on that? That's as simple as it gets. And hopefully you all say, oh my God, I could do that. No problem. And believe me, that's really as tough as it gets. Of course, we can add custom pages, which we're going to talk about next. So we can customize this to make it your own, to make it a little bit different. And I'm going to go to chat and see if we have any questions.
Yeah, there's a few questions that popped up when it comes to the status change, if pending, if it automatically takes it off the route.
Oh, that's a good question. If it takes it off the route, I'm not sure. We'd have to test that. Yeah, I don't want to misspeak, but that might be in the support.moxiworks.com. I'm not sure, but that's a great question if it takes it off the route. I was just going to ask how to add properties. Okay.
Yeah, you
okay,
hit that
very
one.
good. Very
We had
good.
one that came up and said, do Moxi present presentations expire? And Lauren, they don't.
Yeah, they
it's
don't.
a website like that we just made a website when we made that when he made that presentation. So that website is good until you archive it or delete it out of your system.
Yep. Very good questions. I'm gonna move on because
I'm going to answer some of these in there for you.
Thank you so much, Jimmy. You're awesome. All right, since Jimmy is so helpful on the chat, check this out. I'm gonna when I go back to present, let's say I logged in. I'm in the car waiting to pick up Jimmy at the airport. Oh my gosh, I forgot he's an avid golfer, right? I want to include some cool stuff on golfing in my presentation. It's not part of the 9 pages buyer tour, but guess what? I'm going to hit the pencil icon to make a modification to my Jimmy McNally buyer tour. So I'm going to hit pencil icon. Right? I'm going to go straight to pages. I don't want to go continue because I did all that last night. Pages. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to go to YouTube, top golf courses, right? I found the golf course that I know he's going to love, right? A YouTube video, because I want to make my presentation with some rich media, such as a video, because everybody likes to watch a video. I know he's an avid golfer, so I'm going to share this YouTube video. You see this? I share button. Hopefully you can. Everybody see my YouTube screen? Just want to make sure.
Yep.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Very good. So share, and I could copy this link, but even better, I'm going to click on this embed option. See this embed option, the less than and greater than sign symbol. I'm going to hit that, and it's got all this HTML code. I'm not a programmer, neither are probably any of you, but I'm just going to copy this. I don't know what it really means, but I'm going to put it into my Moxi presentation because Jimmy's an avid golfer. I want to make sure that you're right. I hit all his hot spots, or hot buttons, I guess you call it. I'm going to add a new page, add page to my 9 pages, right? See, I have 9. Add from library. I'm going to create a new page. I'm going to build a custom page, right? Create your own custom content using a combination of images, videos, whatever, right? I'm going to, let's say, you could pick any template you want here. I'm going to just say, click on create. Okay, I'm going to select more right here. And apologize if I'm going a little fast, but I just want to show you conceptually what to do. And a lot of you will say, oh, that's pretty simple enough. More, right? And then it pops up with this like a word, a ribbon interface. Source, you see this little greater than, less than symbol, just like on YouTube? Source. I'm just going to Control V because I'm on a laptop, Windows computer, to paste that, and I'm just going to select OK, and that's it. Okay. And I'm just going to hit save to save this page that I just created, a custom page. I'm going to say golf courses. Okay, give a description and I could hit save. And you can see save to my pages, my own collection of pages. And I highly recommend that you start your collection of your city. You know, YouTube video on your city, on right on for the golfer, whatever, you get the idea. Their interests for your buyers. Okay, so now I hit save. I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to, okay, I'm going to send, I want to make sure I view this to see how it's going to look when I send it to Jimmy, the web version. You can see I added it on page 2, obviously. Well, maybe if he's really avid, I'm going to put it on page 2 again while pumped up. So I'm going to scroll through this. This is Jimmy now. He's on his laptop or on his iPhone or his Android. He's scrolling down, right? He's arrowing down, boom. Oh, wow, Alex, is this that golf course you were telling me about? Yes, it is. It's not taking him out of to the YouTube website. He's still in my Moxi Present buyer tour presentation. Right? So he clicks on that video and oh yeah. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. He continues page down, right? Oh yeah, this is our list. Yep, perfect. Page down. I'm just showing you what Jimmy would see. Oh, Alex, this property looks interesting. Boom. Okay. You're not going to be able to do this with that PDF or a printed copy, right? He's looking live on his tablet that he has in the car with him, his iPhone or his Android. You get the idea. Here, this last page is that profile page. I cannot edit that here. Does that make sense? So let's go back here. I'm going to go just to make sure everybody understands. You see this agent profile has a pencil, edit. This is the last page. Now it's a 10-page document. I added this golf course page. I'm going to hit the pencil icon. And you can see I don't have too much control over this. This is where you want to consult with your product champion or your leadership team to make sure this information is correct. Phone number, email.
That feeds from Dash.
That feeds from Dash.
You'll need to get it updated from there.
That's correct. So just want to make sure Dash is your back office system. For those of you who are unfamiliar what Dash is, but you talk to your manager, hey, my phone number, it's different or whatever, right? Your email. So just want to make sure you understood that. Okay, another custom page that you all should think of having is add page, right? Add from the library. Oh, that's different. Alex, you did create new last time. Yeah, custom just for Jimmy, but add from library, right? Because I've done this one before. I've done, not from here. I'm going to go to my custom pages. I created them. Make sense? This is my library. Not, it could be something that you, your broker provided for you guys. So you could say, oh yeah, we're going to, a little bit of blurb on our office, little bit of blurb on our city. Make sense? So you can just kind of pull in things from your library, easy to add these pages. But here, my pages, as opposed to the brokerage pages, my pages, right, will include now, right? Remember that golf course page that I just created, right? But then also I'm going to create, let's see, this Matterport tour. Makes sense? My Zap reviews, I'm just giving you some examples. My Real Satisfied reviews. These are basically other websites that I'm pulling in. So here's a really nice one. So let's say Jimmy was all very interested in that one listing and I got a Matterport link to it, click. I'm going to add that right into that same page, for example. Okay. Excuse the tennis reference there. Just gonna add that from a couple weeks ago. And then I'm going to add this page, right? So see, I'm 9 pages. I added the golf page, 10 pages. I hit this, add from my library. I'm up to 11 pages. So now what does it look like? I'm going to go to pages and I could see the order of which I created. Oh, that Matterport tour is right there. I'm going to move it up in front of the golf course tour, the golf course YouTube video. And so when I send it to Jimmy now, view, this is as if I were sending it to him, view the web version. Of course, that Matterport tour, it's a 3D virtual tour. For those of you who don't know what Matterport is, it's not obviously going to show up on a print copy, but the web copy, look what it looks like. Okay, there's that kind of opening page. I scroll down, or Jimmy scrolls down. Ah, there's that tennis YouTube video. He loves tennis and golf, right? But, ooh, Alex, is this a property we're going to see today? Yeah, click on it. Click. Okay, this is Jimmy on his iPhone, tablet, whatever. And now he's touring that property, right? Using that Matterport tour link. Make sense? Now, how cool is this? He's going to get so excited. I'm differentiating myself as the agent. I'm including rich media on my presentation. I added just a simple custom page, maybe not so simple, but it's simple to do, on a template that was provided from my brokerage. Questions? And before we go on to questions, I just want to make sure that you guys knew. I just want to make sure I go into the buyer presentation really quickly for a couple minutes, if you would. And thank you, Jimmy, for taking a look at the chat for us. Create new, right? I'm starting all over, starting fresh. We went through a buyer tour, the first presentation we did, but this time is a buyer presentation, not a buyer tour. So guess what it's not going to have? It's not going to have that screen. Well, let me just kind of go through it. So I'm just going to hit continue. 12 pages as opposed to 9 pages. Continue. Prepare for Jimmy the buyer. Create. Takes a few seconds. Okay. The subject property is this one. Import. Okay, this is the one he's going to buy. Okay. I know he's seen this image before, but he was really excited about the kitchen, for example. So you could see upload new image. What are you talking about, Alex? Upload new image. I can browse my desktop for a different picture. Let's say I took it personally when we were there. I have a picture of him going through that front door. Or from the MLS. I want to search the MLS to upload a new image because he's seen this one before. I want to grab his attention. MLS. Ooh, look at all the pictures of that property in the MLS for this particular property. I know he loves pool. He loves shooting pool as well. Okay, so look, boom. That makes sense. I want to appeal to his interest. You see, when I upload new image, you see this little link right here. The link is connected. That means nothing's changed. When he views it on his laptop or desktop or iPhone or Android, it updates per the MLS. Make sense? So if they updated this photo for whatever reason, it updates when Jimmy views it while he's looking at it live after he lands from the airport. But if I browse, okay, you can see as soon as I hit browse, that link is disconnected. That means, you just broke the link to the MLS because now you're changing stuff, right? Moxi Present is saying, hey, Alex, you're changing stuff around. All bets are off. We're not linking to the MLS anymore. So browse for that picture of whatever, right? I just have this so happen to be right. So now I updated it to the San Diego style line. It's no longer as the MLS had it. So that link is broken. Similarly, in the remarks, that link is still there. But once I say, right, once I put my cursor in there and I click, you see that link is now broken. I'm not sure if you can see that, if that's coming across. Let me see if I can increase my, right. You could see that link is it is broken, yeah? So I'm gonna delete all this and put only my comments in it. I'm gonna put, Jimmy, I know you'll love this property. That's the comments. No longer is it the MLS. You can customize that, yeah? Any questions on that? I'm gonna scroll back down. Okay. And then I'm going to hit continue. Continue. Okay. And then one last thing before we open up for questions, right? Is once I send that to Jimmy or to your customer, yeah, I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to home. Oh, I should have just hit view. I'm going to home. Going to this particular property or buyer presentation. I'm scrolling down. I just wanted to make sure you guys all take advantage of this powerful feature, right? Oh, let me go back a few. Okay. So here is a property. Click. Oh, let me go to the next one. And while I'm locating that particular page that I want to show you, any questions that you'd like to unmute yourself?
Alex, I know that you showed us how to, on a custom page, do an embed code from YouTube.
Yep.
But if you wanted to direct somebody to a web page, like, you know, maybe reviews that are somewhere else, how do you just link a URL?
Ah, very good. Let me get that in a second. Let me just show you this quick. Great question. Let me just show you this real quick. I just wanted to show because this is really key, I think. Okay, so this. Oh, okay. Oop, went a little bit too far. Okay, so let's say this property. Okay, you see up here. Does everybody see my cursor? Add review. This is Jimmy viewing it. It's not me, the agent, or you, the agent, customizing this presentation. I just showed Jimmy this particular property. He's going to say add review. Alex, I give that a 4-star. It's not like that other one that we saw. Not my favorite. Right? Small kitchen, whatever. Right? Notes. his notes. So he knows we're going back and we go, oh, remember that one? Oh yeah, I didn't like it. Small kitchen. Save. So now his comments, his feedback, his notes are on the presentation, part of the presentation. Hopefully that makes sense. Powerful feature, something that, of course, Jimmy probably by himself may not have seen this, but if I pointed it out to them, to Jimmy, he probably, oh yeah, that's cool. I can make my notes right here. I don't have to, have my yellow pad piece of paper and kind of like, I don't remember all 7 properties, Alex, that we visited, but oh yeah, let's look at your notes. Make sense? Hopefully that is another huge feature that you should all take advantage of. I'm going to go back to this and ask the question about another website that perhaps is that you would like to embed as a custom page. I'm going to go back to, where's my page?
Hi, sorry, before you jump into that, about the property reviews, let's say it's like a husband and wife, will they both be able to see the property reviews or only the agent sees those?
That both of you, agent and the customer, right? Because it's now part of that presentation.
So the husband will be able to see like what the wife reviewed and
Yeah,
okay, perfect.
assuming, of course, they're gonna have that same link. When they're scrolling through that link, they'll see that, that upper, when I showed you that upper left-hand side, upper right-hand side of the screen. Yeah, that's a great example, a great scenario. Other questions?
Are you able to go into a specific customer contact and create a presentation without starting new every time?
Let me see.
I can probably answer some of that. Like, if you're in a
Yeah.
contact in Moxi Engage, there are some tasks that will allow you to start a presentation directly from Moxi Engage. It's going to come back to the Moxi Present, and you're going to have to start from there. My kind of take on that is the other nice thing with Moxi Present that tracks with Moxi Engage is as I create a new presentation, I go to send it to somebody. When I start typing in their name under that field, it will actually pop up in my contacts in Moxi Engage and keep track that I sent it to that contact, that they opened it and looked at it multiple times. If you send a seller presentation and it's like, I've had sellers for probably 2 months, every week they're looking at the presentation as things are changing and seeing what's going on in the market.
Thank you, Jimmy. Excellent question. Other questions? And I'm going to go through chat and apologize if we don't get through your questions in chat. But if you're really interested in finding out if we have the answer, please unmute yourself.
Can you start a route from the office? Where does it start when you're routing the properties?
Oh, it'll just start the whatever order that first property is. Right, you have that 5, in our case, that, what is it, 7 properties. It'll just number from that 1. I don't think we're able to add the office location as 1 and then, or starting point. It just first property 1 through 7 in whatever order the algorithm is determining. And that's where, right. So your job from the office or wherever, from the airport, whatever, in this case, to that first property. And
So
again,
all you have to do is grab the one that's closest to where you're starting from, put it in the first position, and then everything else will just follow suit.
Yeah. Yep. And sometimes it's not the closest. Sometimes it's you're strategically, right? Oh, I want them to see this one first because whatever reason, right? I know Jimmy's going to get excited, but when he sees this one, he's super going to get excited because now he knows what's available. Right. You guys know. Right?
You're getting ready to show us how to insert a URL.
Oh, yeah. Yep, perfect. Let me, oh. Other questions? Let me go to pages. Okay, so where did I add that? Okay, so Matterport tour. So I'm going to hit the pencil icon because that Matterport tour has that example of the iframe with the YouTube video that tennis one and the Matterport tour. And the question was, how do I like put other things like that? Okay, so this is how I did it is I go to source, right? This one has a source. This one has a separate source. You can see there's like two frames, if you will, and two blocks. I'm going to hit source. And this is all that I'm changing right here. You see this right here? https://. This is the actual link to the website. So whatever website that you'd like to test, and hopefully it has the HTTPS for secured in it. And then the rest of the non-highlighted, let me try to increase the font size here because I know it's, there it is. Does that make sense? So the rest of the non-blue highlighted in my screen is just sizing. So if it doesn't fill my screen, so to speak, I could change these numbers, the width and the height. I'm not a programmer. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to look, but I can kind of trial and error. But the basis is this, right? And just like this YouTube video, I'm going to go to the YouTube video here, right? This YouTube video. I'm going to go to source right here. Same thing, source. And here is the YouTube link, the basic YouTube link.
See, I don't have any of that other stuff in there, Alex. When I go and I click on source, like I copy the URL from.
Okay, wait. What I'm doing is I'm copying the iframe embed code, different from the URL. Make sense? So now that you have the URL, you just use an example that you do have an iframe code, namely like you can get one from YouTube, borrow, right? Copy the whole thing from YouTube, right? This whole thing. And then now substitute whatever you have in mind right there, because that is the URL that you're talking about that you can find anything on, right? That URL, whether it's a real satisfied video, whether it's your Zillow reviews, whatever probably it is, it would probably work. Again, I haven't tested everything, but look what I just did. Right? YouTube video, a Matterport. That's not, you're not going to find these things in, right? So I just substitute this, what I highlighted, because I took the code from YouTube. It works. But now instead of that YouTube video, I want something else in its place. But I'll keep all that programming code because I don't know what it means. I don't know all these greater than sign symbols and / iframe this and greater than sign symbol. I don't know what all that means. But I do know that I can grab that URL from pretty much everywhere I can find HTTPS. Make sense?
Yes, I'm going to try it right now.
Yeah. You can play around with the sizing. So if it doesn't fill your frame on how you want it, and test it on your iPhone, your Android. And here's the key too, right? Gosh, we're running out of time. Sorry about that, folks. Actually, let me just go through some pro tips that you guys are all here. And then also I'm going to have to give you guys the survey real quick. Let me populate the survey link into the chat so that hopefully all of you can let us know how we did today, if you learned something. So if everybody looks at chat, there's a quick survey, should take you less than a minute to, and this is Moxi Works Hours. Moxi Works Hours, that's our session today. All right, so here's some pro tips. I promise you guys for staying on the line. So Moxie Works are okay. So buyer tours. You can also specify an INREX drive time. What is that, Alex? INREX drive time is where you can set a starting location, and based on that, it's minutes, not miles. So the person is set on, right, they have an office location and they want the commute to be less than an hour in the morning. Make sense? So with the INREX drive time, it's a feature. You don't have to use it. You can see it's optional. You can specify all the properties within that drive time of a particular time of day. Very cool. All you have to do is go to INREX drive time at support.moxiworks.com if you want more information. Okay, again, here's your client reviews for that particular property. So yeah, you want to test it out. So if multiple people do it, right, you can test it out with your office, right? Husband and wife scenario, you do it, you do a review, that other person does a review in your office to kind of test it to make sure that, oh, now everybody gets to see the review. Make sense? Great test. I haven't tested it out personally. So here's the INREX drive time visual. So if they left at 8 a.m. in the morning to their office, oh, it's going to take me, oh, what, over 45 minutes. And on my commute home at 5 o'clock, over 55 minutes average. Minutes, not miles. Okay, so some of you, this might come in very handy. Some of you, it's going to be a differentiator, right? To say, hey, look at what I got. Okay, and then here's another pro tip. Have you created your account on the Success Portal? Success Portal, this is different from your MoxiWorks account. So under support.moxiworks.com, where you're able to request, hey, it'd be nice if we had this feature, or, you know, I'm having problems with this error I get, or something's not showing up. Usually you can just submit a ticket, yes? But if you sign in and create an account, it'll keep track of everything that you're doing through this portal. Make sense? So check the status of your support tickets. You can see now that I signed in, it has my name. Not just support a ticket, it says, or submit a ticket, it has my name. You could barely see it, but you can see it here in blue. And then here, check the status of your open requests, awaiting your reply, solved requests. So a very easy way for you to keep track of issues, and hopefully you don't have to use this feature, but now that you know about it, if you ever have to submit a ticket, log in, because you can see now my name, I can keep track of my tickets, and I can go to my brand representative and say, hey, can you escalate this? I haven't heard anything in a while. And I know from all the reports that we've heard that support is getting better and better and better. The turnaround time is getting better and better and better because of all the people that we've hired in terms of resources. Other questions, folks? I know we're up past time, way past time, but I thank you all for attending. Tune in next time, next bat channel, right, Jimmy? Next same bat, well,
Same
maybe
bat
not the
channel,
same time.
bat place or something. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And I just want to thank Jimmy. Jimmy, man, you are golden in terms of your help with us. I really appreciate it. Thank you all. We'll see you next week. Keep you can register using that same link for next session. It'll be in the recording link as well. Thank you all. Appreciate it very much. Thank you, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for attending. Thank you, Jimmy. You're awesome.
Have a good one.
All right. Talk to you later.